practice Zazen is very simple. When we just face this, when we face this, we just simply just become this without what we just thinking about the self, ourselves, without ourselves. We just simply become this without doing anything, without doing anything, without what we think about ourselves. We simply become this. Why we have to do something like this? Why we have to just? Why do we have to just become this one? This itself. This is a whole problem for us. This is a whole problem. You can just figure out. If you can just figure out, or if you can realize this, then your what's so-called your problem, question, trouble, just simply gone away. Nothing left at all. See, this is that. This is that. See, when you just face this, you just simply become this. Why we have to just? Why do we have to just become this? There is no reason. There is no reason. Even you just try to solve or figure out the reason why, you never be able to just figure out what it is. See, without thinking, without thinking or thought, without concept, simply just become this. This is the first. Then you just recognize that things just happen right now, and you just try to just figure out what it is, the reason why. That's late, but that's too late. You've already become this one. You see, without any reason. See? Without any reason. That's the reason. That's why you'll never be able to just figure out the reason why by your thinking or thought. Because without any reason, without doing anything, we just simply just become what we just faced. Very, very wondrous, very strange thing. This is Dharma. This is Dharma. Nothing concerned with thinking or thought. Far beyond the thinking or thought. Dharma is far beyond the thinking or thought. Concept. Far beyond the concept. See, this is Dharma. This is our true self. So, excuse me. This is this. This is this. So today, I would like to just mention about what the Gien Roshi just the teacher. Today's number number 22. Number 22, I think. Oh, no, number 23. Clapping both hands. You see, this is a very, very famous koan. Again. See, sound of one hand. Sound of one hand. See, you just listen to why don't you just hear the sound of one hand? See, if the master just ask you to hear the sound of one hand, then you just you become confused. One hand never just, it doesn't make any sound. See, one hand. See, This is a kind of trap of thinking or so. You see, what the people thinking about the sound of the hand is both hands. Both hands just make creates a sound or make a sound, but this is not true. This is not true though. You see, both hands doesn't sound come out, doesn't come comes doesn't sound come out though. See, both hands then come out. Both hands become one, and sound come out. One hand, one. You see, both hands, sound doesn't come out though. And they come out. One hand, not both hands. This is trick of thinking. See, take a look at this. See, both hand doesn't come, sound come out. Then it in a moment, instant moment, it's touched, become one. Then sound come out. You see, never deceived by the thing, never deceived by thinking. It's become one, and sound come out. It's become one, and sound come. Both hands doesn't sound doesn't come out. Both hands. By both hands, sound doesn't come out. Become one, and sound come. Okay. This is one hand. This is one hand. Doesn't come out. Come out sound. You see? This table and this one hand just become one, and sound come out. This is done. This is the truth of the universe. See? Once everything's become one, then everything come out. See, as long as the things and the things is separate, never happen. Never happen. You see, when we see death, see, ear or the eyes and this one become one. And the things, eyes and singing, things just become one. And the things come out. Sound and ears become one, and sound come out. Smell and nose become one, then smell come out. This is the Dharma. This is the truth of the whole universe. This function, this action, only this function, this action. That's the truth of the universe. Nothing more than what we just thinking about in concept. That's not true. Never deceived by thinking or thought. Everything become as it is. Then everything come out without thinking, without thought, without what we just thinking about the self. See, nothing concerned with what we thinking about. Everything just come out. Is nothing concerned with what we thinking about the self. See, this is a very important thing. So there is there is nothing of what we just thinking about the self. The self never exists. Ego never exists. See, but the things what's happening is once you just recognize this. Then this, as I just already just mentioned about this one and this one, just separated by thinking. This is a function of recognition, or function of consciousness. Then this one and this one is divided. Otherwise, you never just recognize this, because as long as you just want to recognize this one, the things being recognized and the person who just recognized should be separated. Otherwise, you never be recognize this. So once you just recognize this and this is completely separated. But that is not true. The truth is oneness. You see, before you recognize that is the truth, then you just recognize, and the things separate the self and the things. That is not the truth. That's the creation of the thinking is never deceived by this. Okay, so clapping both hands. As I said, see, both hands never just both hands never create, never just make any sound as well. Just oneness. Both hands never make a sound, never make a noise. Just see and become one. Then sound come out, become one. See, this is a very important thing. Why is it very important? Why it is very important is, you see, oneness. Oneness, or I may say itself. You never know much about what oneness is, because or oneness or itself is, because of itself never be able to be recognized. And it's not necessary to recognize because of itself. Because of itself. Itself, no separation. You never be able to just understand or know much about the oneness. If you know much about the things, what it is, that is a separation between this and this. That is a separation between this and that. Then you'll be able to recognize. But oneness, you never be able to just recognize because of oneness, because of itself. And also it's not necessary to recognize because of itself. Right. This is the truth of the universe. See, without doing anything, without what we thinking about ourselves, everything's just going on. Everything just come out. Everything just disappears without any the remains. Oh, very simple, very simple. See, so we don't need to worry about the trouble, question, problem at all. So what the Gien Roshi mentioned about the clapping both hands, with number 3 clapping both hands, the sound pound, the sound is a fact and is not no meaning itself. You see, just as it is, finished. Nothing left at all. See, when I clap my hands, something like this, you simply become this sound itself. There's nothing left anymore. Then what's gonna happen? What's happening is you just recognize this late. Then how you just try to just seek for the reason why Jinen just clapped the hand or something more. Something more, the idea thinking just come out. That's late. That is not a true. That's a creation of thinking. The fact for truth is just simply coming out or appearing and disappearing. The finish. Nothing else at all. The sound pan is a fact. It's a fact. It's a truth. Then finish. Complete finish. Nothing left anymore. So we don't need to just take. We don't need to care of what's happened, what happened, because everything's the things just happened. It completely disappeared. Nothing left. Right. And it has no meaning itself. See? Only this action or activity, then finish without any meaning, And also, we don't need to just to seek for the what the meaning of it. We don't need to do it completely. You simply just become this son. Then finish. Then for us, for our true self, that is totally enough without seeking for any reason. For this reason doesn't mean anything because this one just become itself. Itself doesn't need to just seek for any meaning because of itself. For what we call of a human being or man, we just try to seek for the reason. We just figure out what the reason is. This is the cause of trouble. This causes us trouble, question, problem. We don't need to do it though. It's simply finished, totally finished, without any remains. But you try to think about it. So this is a source of trouble or question. This is the only source of question or trouble or problem. We just try to figure out. Or seek for the reason why. Why he just that's crazy and just clap his hand. Why did people just try to do it? Wanna try to do it? This is a source of a question problem, or you may say suffering. We don't need to do it. We don't need to, but we think of it by thinking also, people wanna try to do it. Even just the kind of the teacher or kind of master said, it's not necessary to do it, but people really wanna do it. You see, never ceased to do it. If you just completely safe to just find out the reason, to seek for the reason, then you're not going to have any problem or question at all. Only this cause you trouble, question, problem. See? Everything is what you thinking about a trouble question or something is just you just create by your thinking. Just simply you just create those things with or by your thinking or thought. So this is just you just simply just throw away the thinking or thought as they or just let's go all thinking or thought all was there. This is Zazen. This is Zazen. This Zazen. The Shakyamuni Buddha or the patriarchs just recommend you to do. It's only Zazen. You can just obtain or gain to yourself. What you're thinking about yourself is that's as I just mentioned, that's the creation of thinking or thought. That is not true. True yourself is when you face death, you just simply become dead. This is our true self. Whenever, whatever you are doing, wherever you are, when you simply just become this condition, this circumstance never separates from you. Why? You see, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, this condition, this state never separates from you. Why? Because this thing is your true self. That's the reason never separates. To see, true self never just true self never separates from you because the true self. What you're thinking about yourself is, as I just mentioned, the creation of the thinking also. That never exists. That never exists anywhere. Only exists in your mind, in your thinking or thought. Never fooled by this. It is not your hearing, but just being heard. See, when I just clap hands, see, Jinen just clapped his hand. See, that's the later. This is that. This occurred. This happens later. Before recognition. Before recognize this sound. Before recognize this sound. Only without any meaning. Finish. None of what we think about the self here. See? Then you recognize death. Then kind of the self, kind of I, kind of we just come out. We hear the sound. This is a later. This is a later. See? Before recognition, before recognize this sound. None of what we think about self here. Just sound itself. Ear become sound itself. Then sound just come up. Oneness. It is not your hearing, but just being heard, just as it is. So without what you think about self, you just become sound itself without any intervention of what you're thinking about the self. This sound is an active performer apart from the self. This is very important. See? This is through ourself. This is nothing concerned with what we're thinking about ourselves. See? This is very important thing. Though. This sound is an active performer apart from the self. What we just thinking about the self, never be able to intervene between this and this. You see? Or this itself, never intervene. So that means what you're thinking about ourselves is never exist anywhere. Only exists in your mind, in your thinking. That's the creation of what you're thinking about yourself is just a creation of thinking of self. Never exists anywhere. All function of six senses. All function of the six senses are not conceptual, and they are selfless in essence, fundamentally, essentially. See, six sense of function, just act, just the doing, just acting, just doing, without what we thinking about the self. Six senses, just acting. Six senses, just acting randomly, without any reason. Without any reason, they just see. They just moving, acting, without any reason. But although they just acting without any reason, when you just sit, you see, when I just see this, you see, the things just come out exactly as it is, as they are, without any gap, as it is. Such a marvelous activity, such a marvelous action. So, if you just know, if you just realize, if you just want to satisfy with present yourself completely, you should just realize this fact. This fact is your true self. Then you'll be completely satisfied with everything. No problem at all. This is Zazen. This Zazen, I would like to just recommend you to do. Okay. Please try. Please try. It means what just he just wanna say. Gien just simply, constantly, continually, just do Zazen until you just realize who you are. With this Zazen, you'll be able to just realize what true yourself is. Only Zazen you can do it. this doesn't, you'll be able to just completely satisfy with your present yourself without anything, without anything. This is the most valuable things for us to do without anything. You simply just satisfy with yourself. You are not you are not sorrow so long. Oh, so this is a 22. To know is to realize the state that's always selfless and manifest. See? To know the things is still separate between this and this. See? I understand, I know. This and this is separated. This to know is not useful at all. What again Roshi mentioned about to know is to become itself, to become this itself. See? Otherwise, if you know much about this one, it's in vain. It's totally useless. You see, once you just become this, then you never just have any question at all. You see, because once you just become this, then you'll be able to just realize selfless, and manifest. See, otherwise, in other words, to see, complete, we are complete and universal. That's it. Totally enough. Hi. That's the reason the patriarch, well, Shakyamuni Buddha or patriarchs just recommend us to do Zazen. Zazen is very simple, very easy to say, but very difficult, very hard to do. But it's the most valuable, most marvelous things for us to do, because completely we are just we'll be able to just have a great ease and satisfaction. So why don't you try to do it? Thank you so much. Okay, one more time we'll be able to just have in this session. The day after tomorrow. So see you the day after tomorrow. Thank you so much. So try to just do a Zazen zone. はい。ありがとうございました。Merci beaucoup. Muchas gracias. Danke schön. So and so. 谢谢。